तरं गुरु पापात्मना त्राता श्री कृष्णस् त्वमलात्मना कस्तूरी तिलकं ललाटपटले वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभं नासाग्रे वरमौक्तिकं करतले वेणुकरे कंकणं सर्वांगे हरिचंदनं सुललितं कंठे च मुक्तावली गोपस्त्री परिवेष्टितो विजयते गोपालचूडामणि मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। नमः कमलनाभाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमलेक्षण यो ब्रह्मानं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तद्ध्वं देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। प्रिय भक्त समुदाय, दिव्यात्माओं, महानुभाव, beloved devotees of the Supreme Lord, the divine souls. First, let me say Radhey, Radhey to each and everyone, and my pranam, my humblest prostrations to all of you. As we continue this wonderful few days of celebrating the devotion of that great devotee of Prabhu Shri Ram, Hanumanji, we again begin first by singing the divine glories of that beloved Lord of Hanumanji, Prabhu Shri Ram, in the book 1, Yugal Kunj book. So this bhajan, let's go through briefly. Bhajan is saying, very briefly, those who look at us can get the benefit also too. So Seeta Ram, Seeta Ram, Seeta Ram, Seeta Ram. Chant the glories, all glories to Bhagwan in the form of Seeta and Ram, in the Supreme Lord in the form of Seeta Ram. Joi Ram, Soi Seeta, Joi Seeta, Soi Ram. The same Ram is Seeta herself, and the same Seeta is Ram. Yeyam Radha Yash Krishno Sabit Dehas Chaikah Krina Tadvidha Bhut Atharva Vedi Radhika Tapini Upanishad. The Vedas say there is no difference between Radha and Krishna. The same Radha and Krishna we heard last night is the same Seeta and Ram. So just as there is no difference between Radha Rani and Shri Krishna, they are one and the same supreme power. In the same way, there is no difference between Seeta, Mother Seeta, the mother of the universe, and Bhagwan Shri Ram. Kabhu Ram bane Seeta, kabhu Seeta bane Ram. Sometimes a divine Shakti Seeta, Mother Seeta, she becomes Ram. Sometimes Shri Ram becomes Mother Seeta. Radhika Krishna Rupam cha Krishno Radha Swarupakah. Sanak Sangita, the scripture says, Radha Rani is the form of Shri Krishna is the form of Radha Rani. In the same way, Seeta is the form of Shri Ram is the form of Seeta. Do ek Seeta Ram, ek Roop Dvainam. So, in effect, Seeta and Ram, there's only one supreme Brahm, one supreme power. There's no two bodies even. One supreme power that takes two forms, two names, for the sake of Leela, divine pastimes. Gahu Seeta Ram, Sumirahu Seeta Ram. The saint is telling us, divine saint Kripalu Mahaprabhu, sing the glories of Bhagwan Seeta Ram, meditate on the form of Seeta and Ram. Sumirahu Naam Roop Guna Leela Jan Dham. God has 6 things in His possession, 6 things, and they all have the same power. Anyone we can sing, anyone we can meditate, worship, and we get the same benefit. All will consider to be exclusive. Naam Roop Leela Gun Dham Sant. 6. Naam, names of the Lord, uncountable. Roop, divine forms, they are all one and the same. Leela, divine pastimes. Gun, the divine attributes, virtues. Dham, the divine abodes, places where they live, the divine abode. And Sant, those who have attained them. They all reside in each other and they all contain all the rest. All has the full power. Anyone we can take hold of and go to God. So meditating and worshipping any one of these will give us the same benefit. We'll be exclusive. Sumirahu khate pite ate jate sitaram. Whether someone is eating, whether we are eating, whether we are drinking, whether we are coming or we are going, we should always meditate, think about Sitaram. Every moment. Yat karoshya dashnasi yat johosya dasya yat tapasasi kaunteya tat kurushama darpanam. Chapter 9 verse 27 Gita. Shri Krishna says, whatever action you perform, whatever you eat, whatever you drink, offer everything to Him. In other words, every moment think about the Lord, no matter what you're doing. Always meditate on them. Ram pran priya Sita, pyari Sita, Sita pran pyare Ram. So, Seeta, Mother Seeta, the mother of the universe, is dear than life itself to Shri Ram. And Shri Ram is also dear than life to Mother Seeta. Why? Atma tu Radhika tasya. The Vedas say, Radha Rani, who is Seeta, is the soul of Shri Krishna, the soul of Shri Ram. And the dearest thing to us is our own self, the soul. So this is very briefly an explanation. We're going to sing. Sitaram, page 169. Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Joi Ram, Soi Sita, Joi Sita, Soi Ram. Sitaram,
Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram. Joi Ram, Soi Sita, Joi Sita, Soi Ram.
O Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Joi Ram, Soi Sita, Joi Sita, Soi Ram.
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Joi Ram, Soi Sita, Joi Sita, Soi Ram.
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Kabhu Ram bane Sita, kabhu Sita bane Ram.
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Kabhu Ram bane Sita, kabhu Sita bane Ram.
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Kabhu Ram bane Sita, kabhu Sita bane Ram.
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Kabhu Ram bane Sita, kabhu Sita bane Ram.
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Joi Ram, Soi Sita, Joi Sita, Soi Ram.
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Joi Ram, Soi Sita, Joi Sita, Soi Ram.
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Do ek Sitaram, ek रूप द्वय नाम.
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Do ek Sitaram, ek roop dvay naam.
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Do ek Sitaram, ek रूप द्वय नाम.
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Do ek Sitaram, ek roop dvay naam.
O Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Joi Ram, Soi Sita, Joi Sita, Soi Ram.
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Joi Ram, Soi Sita, Joi Sita, Soi Ram.
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Gavahu Sitaram, Sumirahu Sitaram.
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 O Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Joi Ram, Sita, Soi, Joi Sita, Soi Ram.
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Joi Ram, Soi Sita, Joi Sita, Soi Ram.
O Sitaram, Sitaram, सीताराम सीताराम, जोई राम सोई सीता, जोई सीता सोई राम।
सीताराम 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 सीताराम, जोई राम सोई सीता, जोई सीता सोई राम।
सीताराम 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 सीताराम, सुमिरहु नाम रूप गुण लीला जन धाम।
सीताराम 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 सीताराम, सुमिरहु नाम रूप गुण लीला जन धाम।
ओ सीताराम 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 सीताराम, सुमिरहु नाम रूप गुण लीला जन धाम।
सीताराम 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 सीताराम, सुमिरहु नाम रूप गुण लीला जन धाम।
ओ सीताराम 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 सीताराम, जोई राम सोई सीता, जोई सीता सोई राम।
सीताराम 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 सीताराम, जोई राम सोई सीता, जोई सीता सोई राम।
सीताराम 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 सीताराम, सुमिरहु खाते पीते आते जाते सीताराम।
सीताराम 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 सीताराम, सुमिरहु खाते पीते आते जाते सीताराम।
ओ सीताराम 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 सीताराम, सुमिरहु खाते पीते आते जाते सीताराम।
सीताराम 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 सीताराम, सुमिरहु खाते पीते आते जाते सीताराम।
ओ सीताराम 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 सीताराम, जोई राम सोई सीता, जोई सीता सोई राम।
सीताराम 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 सीताराम, जोई राम सोई सीता, जोई सीता सोई राम।
सीताराम 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 सीताराम, राम प्राण प्यारी सीता, सीता प्राण प्यारे राम।
सीताराम 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 सीताराम, राम प्राण प्यारी सीता, सीता प्राण प्यारे राम।
ओ सीताराम 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 सीताराम, राम प्राण प्यारी सीता, सीता प्राण प्यारे राम।
सीताराम 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 सीताराम, राम प्राण प्यारी सीता, सीता प्राण प्यारे राम।
ओ सीताराम 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 सीताराम, जोई राम सोई सीता, जोई सीता सोई राम।
सीताराम 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 सीताराम, जोई राम सोई सीता, जोई सीता सोई राम।
ओ सीताराम 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 सीताराम, जोई राम सोई सीता, जोई सीता सोई राम।
सीताराम 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 सीताराम, जोई राम सोई सीता, जोई सीता सोई राम।
बोले सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की
जय।
एक कथा है रामायण में, आप लोग ने सुने होंगे. You all have heard a lot of Ramayana, all the Katha, I'm sure. All the secrets of the Katha we don't know, of course. बस कथा ही जानते, we just know story. Hanuman ji and the entire Banar army, directed by Sugriv, are searching for Mother Seeta, who has been kidnapped by Ravan, Rakshas, the demonic soul, demonic being. Searching and searching, they finally come to the shore, the southmost tip of India, Bharat. And they have become quite despondent, having not found her. And they're wondering and talking among themselves, now what's going to happen? While they are speaking like this, there's someone in the cave by the name of Sampati listening to them. Sampati is a vulture, very huge. And hearing all this commotion, he comes out and says, today God has really blessed me, so much food has come willingly into my mouth. He's become very old and feeble. His wings have been burnt. And he can't fly much, but he's very powerful still. And hearing him say this, Angad, the son of King Bali, he starts saying, oh, blessed indeed is Jatayu, that he died while performing the work of the Lord in trying to save Seeta, rescue Seeta from Ravan. Jatayu died. Hearing this, Sampati, this stirred something into him. Why? Because he was the elder brother of Jatayu, Bade Bhaiya. So he tells everyone, come closer. And they're all scared. This vulture is going to eat us. Don't be afraid, he says. Please tell me what happened to Jatayu. Kya hua? Jatayu so powerful. Who killed him and what happened? So they told the whole incident that Ravan had kidnapped Seeta, Mother Seeta, and while he was taking her, she was crying and wailing, Bachao, Bachao, please someone save me. And Jatayu, he tried his best. He had put a good fight with Ravan. But in the end, Ravan cut off his wings. And he had the great blessing of meeting Prabhu Shri Ram, the Lord. Bhagwan put him on his lap. And using his long braided hair, matted hair, he took the dust out of the body of Jatayu and shedding tears of love for his devotee. And Jatayu attained that supreme divine abode of the Lord. So Sampati became very happy to hear what his brother has done, and he started praising the Lord. And he revealed to them that, look, Seeta is safe, I know where she is, I can see. The vultures, we have eyes that we can see things that people in the normal world can't see. If an animal dies or something dies, suddenly you see vultures appear from nowhere. And they know when the animal is dead or not, or anything is dead. So we have such eyesight. I can see she is in Lanka in the Ashoka gardens. Exactly where she is sitting, you cannot see. I am seeing all of this. And she is safe. But someone has to go cross this ocean between India, Bharat and Sri Lanka. This is a huge distance, 100 yojanas, 100 yojanas. One yojan is equal to about 8 miles. So about 800 miles, the distance. So now they started discussing among themselves, all the great powerful warriors in that army. Sugriv wasn't there, sorry. Angad. Very, very powerful warriors are there. And everyone is saying, okay, someone is saying I can go halfway. Angad says I can jump all the way to Lanka. I can make one trip, but I do not know if I'll be able to return. While everyone is discussing like this, how much they can fly and how far they can reach, Hanumanji is sitting quietly. He's not saying anything. He's sitting there, he's hearing everything, and he's sitting very quietly, and everyone is discussing. Jamwant, one of the general of the army, Brahma, had descended as a bear, Jamwant, to help the Lord carry out his work. And he looks at Hanuman, and what is Hanuman sitting quietly? So he says to Hanuman, so I'm going to try to chant a little bit of Ramayana. We don't have, our drama is not so perfect in it, but we will all sing beautiful chaupai from the Ramayana. Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram.
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Bolo Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Oh, राम काज लगी तव अवतारा सुनत ही भयहु पर्वताकारा बोल
राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम
ओ बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय राम बोलो
राम सिया राम जय जय राम.
Jamwant looks at Hanuman and says, Hanuman, how come you sitting so quietly? Have you forgotten everything? Why have you come in this world? Why have you taken avatar? The word avatar has been mentioned here. I told you yesterday, Shivji is one of the greatest devotees of Bhagwan. In Bhagavad Mahapuran it says, Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. Amongst devotees of the Supreme Lord, the greatest is Shiv Bhagwan, Shambhu. So when Shivji knew that Bhagwan was descended in Nepal as Sri Ram, he asked that I want to come and serve you, my Lord. This is Ishtadev. So Bhagwan said, okay, you will come as Hanuman. So this Hanumanji is counted as 11 Rudra, descension of Shiv Bhagwan. That's why the word avatar is being used here, avatara. Hey Hanuman, have you forgotten? This is why you have taken descension. Avatar means to come down, not incarnation. God does not incarnate. Divine power does not incarnate. They descend. Someone is standing on top of a roof of a house and he comes to the ground. So he comes down. So in the same way, God descends from his divine abode. So Hanumanji descended. For what? Ram Kaj Lagi. To do Ram Kaj. We are all here to do Ram Kaj. and we have all forgotten. Just as Hanuman ji, you see, Hanuman ji didn't really forget, but he's teaching us. This katha is to teach us that we have forgotten something and what we are supposed to do. Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya samana briksham parikasva jati tayoranya pipalam swadat nashnan nanyu abhichakashiti. Shweta Shutaropanishad chapter 4 verse 6. The exact translation of this Ved mantra is given in Bhagavad Mahapuran. Bhagwan Shri Krishna says to Uddhav, Suparna vetau sadishau sakhayau yadichhayaitau kritanidau cha vrikshe ekastayo khadati pippalana manyo niranno pibalena bhuyan. 11th canto, 11th chapter, 6th verse. Bhagavad Mahapuran. The Vedas and Bhagavad Shri Krishna saying to Uddhav, Ek briksh, there's a tree. Vriksh means पेड़, tree. उस वृक्ष में दो पक्षी बैठे हैं. On the tree, two birds are sitting. Two birds? हाँ. एक पक्षी है जीवात्मा, एक पक्षी है परमात्मा. One bird is Jivatma, the individual soul, and one bird is Paramatma, Bhagavan, Shri Krishna. The position of the two birds are like this. एक पक्षी ने दूसरे को पीठ किया. One bird has turned back to the other bird. कब से? From when? From beginningless time. The bird that has turned the back, that is a Jivatma. Hum log, we people, we have turned our backs away from God. These two birds are sitting where? In our heart. हमारे हृदय में बैठे हैं. दोनों पक्षी. Both are sitting in our heart. From beginningless time we have turned our backs away. The tree is the world. ये संसार. ये पेड़ है. And the fruits of the tree, the bird has turned the back to the other one, is eating the bitter fruits of the tree and suffering. Dukhi hai. The other bird doesn't disturb. Sits quietly and takes note of what this other bird is doing and hopes this foolish child of mine will realize the happiness it is looking for is right here. Dur nahi hai, paas hai. So close. All he has to do is a right about turn, left about turn. और सब कुछ मिलेगा. I will get everything. From beginningless time, we have forgotten who we are. We have forgotten that we are the soul Atma. Identifying with this physical body, we have been looking for happiness where it cannot be found. Because body is material, Mike. Body is made of 5 elements. Kshiti jala pavaka gagana samira panchara chitta yaha adhama sarira. This body is made of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air and space. And the world we see around us is made of the same 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air and space. So because we identify with this material body, we've always been looking for happiness in the material world. And instead of getting happiness, what do we get? Pain and suffering. Dukh aur kuch nahi milti. That ocean that Hanumanji is going to cross, that everyone wants to cross to find Mother Seeta, this is the ocean of Maya. ये संसार है. This world is called Bhavasagar. This is a word used in the scriptures. Bhavasagar. Anyone who knows Hindi will know the word Sagar means ocean. Bhav means mundane existence. Maya. An ocean of Maya, of mundane existence. So, we too have to cross that ocean to find something. What everyone is looking for, Seeta. Seeta signifies what? Bhakti, divine love. Bhagwan has infinite powers, Ananta Shaktiya. Out of those, three are most important. Chit Shakti, Jeev Shakti, Maya Shakti. I'm going to be very brief here. Krishner Ananta Shakti Tate Tin Pradhan. Chit Shakti, Maya Shakti, Jeev Shakti Nam. Antaranga, Bahiranga, Tatastha Kahijare. Antaranga, Sharupa Shakti, Shabar Upare. Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, God has infinite powers, uncountable powers. Out of that, three are most important. Main. Chit Shakti, which is also known as Swarupa Shakti or Antaranga Shakti, his personal potency. Most important power. Jeev Shakti, which is also called Tatastha Shakti or marginal power. As even though the soul, the Jeev, is a fraction of God, it is also under the control of Maya. That's why we are suffering. And Maya Shakti, which is also known as Bahiranga Shakti, external potency. Out of these three, the most intimate power of God is Chit Shakti or Swarup Shakti. This Swarup Shakti again is divided in three categories. Hladani, Sandhani, Samvit. Hladani, Sandhani, Samvit, Tvaye ka sarva sanshaye. Hladata pakari mishra, Tvaino guna varjite. Vishnu Purana. Out of these three, the Hladani Shakti or bliss potency is the highest power of Bhagwan. It is the governing Shakti, Adhishtatri Shakti of Ananda Shakti of Bhagwan. It's the bliss potency. It's the highest power. Again, Hladani Shara Ansha Tar Premana. The essence, the highest point of this Hladani Shakti is called Prem, divine love. And the highest point of this Prem, divine love, is called Mahabhav or Radha or Seeta. So Seeta means bhakti, divine love. What we all searching for. When Bhagwan Shri Ram told everyone to go and search for Seeta, he's telling all of us to search for bhakti, for divine love. And how are we going to find it? We have to go across Maya. Maya ko par karna. Shri Krishna says in Gita, Daivi Hesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva ye prapadyante Maya metantarantite. Chapter 7 verse 14 Gita. Shri Krishna says, hey, Maya is a divine power. It's not an illusion as the Jnanis say. Oh, Mama Maya, Meri Maya is a part that belongs to Bhagavan, to God. And so no one can cross Maya by their own strength, own power. No Jnani, Rishi, Muni, Yogi, no one. How to cross? Mamevaye prapadyante. Only the one who completely surrenders to Bhagavan, to Shri Krishna. Then Shri Krishna will say to Maya, hey Maya, that one has become mine. Leave them alone now. Then Maya will go. So we have to, so Hanumanji crossing this ocean. This is the ocean we all have to cross. And there's a lot of things in this ocean. Lots of things in this ocean. For example, when Hanumanji was crossing, So big first, Sunatahi bhayahu parvattakara. When Jamwant reminded Hanuman, hey, remember the reason you have come descended in this world is to do Ram Kaj, to serve the Lord, to do bhakti, to do seva. I told you, Hanumanji is a sevak. He teaches us how to serve Bhagwan, how to do seva. Here in this, Hanumanji remembers. And he grew as huge as a mountain. Parvatakara. Huge like a mountain. Now, who reminds us? Here also is important. We have forgotten who we are. We have forgotten why we have come in this world. We have forgotten everything. And we are suffering. Who is going to remind us? So, one chopa in the Ramayana again. Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram.
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Bolo Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Okay, we are celebrating Hanumanji's devotion. And on Sunday we're going to celebrate his birthday. You know what Hanumanji loves? Sabse pyara kya hai? What is the best thing for Hanuman? He loves to chant Ram, Ram, Seeta, Ram. He loves when we chant the name. The best gift we can give to Hanuman is to chant the name of his beloved Lord Seeta Ram. Hanumanji becomes very pleased. Otherwise, he's going to take his mukdar and he's going to give us a few. You don't want Hanumanji to come here. Alright? So let's all chant loudly. Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Bolo Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Oh, Guru binu bhava nidhi tarai na koi, jau biranchi shankar sam hoi. Bolo
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Bolo Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram.
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Guru binu bhava nidhi tarai na koi, jau biranchi shankar sam hoi. Again the word bhava nidhi. So we heard the word before bhava sagar. So now this word comes bhava nidhi. Nidhi means ocean. Many names. Many names for the word ocean, the sea, the ocean. Nidhi is also a name. Bhavanidhi, ocean of Maya. Without a Guru, Guru binu Bhavanidhi, someone will be as powerful as Biranchi. Biranchi means Brahma, the one who creates the universe. Shrishti Karta Brahma. A Shiv, the destroyer, but he will not be able to cross the ocean of Maya without Guru. So Guru is the one who's going to give us knowledge. Guru binu hoi ki gyan. Everything we have forgotten, who we are, why we have come in this world, where we're going to find the happiness we are looking for. All this knowledge, Guru is going to give. We have acquired so much knowledge in the world. We have PhD, double PhD, but it's not helping us. That knowledge we can get from going to school, university, but the true knowledge of who we are, what is our aim in life, how we're going to attain it, that only Guru is going to give. And who is a Guru? We cannot just make anyone a Guru. The Vedas tell us, Pariksha lokan karma chitan brahmano nirveda mayan nastya kritakatena tad vigyanartham sa gurumeva bhigachet samit pani shrotriyam brahmanishtham. Mundak Upanishad, first Mundak, second Kand, 12th mantra. The Vedas are saying, we have to have a Guru. We have to have a Guru if we want to become free from Maya. We want to attain the true happiness that we're looking for. But there are two things that qualifies him to be Guru. Number one, Shrotriya. Number two, Brahmanishtham. The same thing Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita. Tadvir pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Chapter 4, verse 34. Shri Krishna is telling us who is a Guru. Jnaninaha plus tattvadarshinaha. So Shrotriya, the word in the Vedas, Shrotriya, here in the Gita, Jnaninaha, meaning one who has complete knowledge. Knowledge of all the Vedas, all the scriptures, all the Puranas, every complete knowledge. Plus, he's able to remove our doubts. Anybody can give lecture. But to be able to take away our doubts, make it clear in us, he goes inside and gives the knowledge. This is the real magic. Ye kamal hai. So Jnaninaha. But even more important, he is Tattvadarshinaha. This is the Brahmanishtham in the Vedas. One who has seen Shri Krishna, seen God, attained God. Attain the divine knowledge, divine bliss, divine happiness. Such a person alone is qualified to be Guru. That person we have to go to. Shri Krishna says, if you're so fortunate to meet such a Guru, what do? क्या करें हम? हमें क्या करना ऐसे गुरु को मिलकर? When we meet the real Guru, what should we do? So number one, tadviri pranipatena, completely surrender to him, surrender the mind, the intellect. Number one. Number two, pariprashnena, acquire true knowledge, ask him questions, etc. And number three, sevaya, do seva. As Hanumanji is teaching us, do seva. He will give us the true knowledge. So Jamwant here is representing Guru. He is reminding Hanuman. Guru reminds us, hey, you've forgotten who you are. Get rid of this ignorance that you are the body. Realize you're not the body, you're the soul, the Atma. And the only reason you have taken birth in human form is to do Ram Kaj, to do Bhakti, to serve the Lord, to serve the saint who is Radha, Krishna, Seeta, Ram personified. That's why. So he reminds us, Guru comes and gives us the true knowledge. Then we are going on the path. Something happens. Ram Ram Jai Jai Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Ho Rama, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. हनुमान तेहि परसाकर, हनुमान तेहि परसाकर.
जय राम जय राम जय जय राम.
हनुमान तेहि परसाकर, पुनि कीन्ह प्रणाम. हो रामा पुनि कीन्हा प्रणाम. राम काजु कीन्हे बिनु, मोहि कह विश्राम. हो रामा मोहि कह विश्राम. सियावर रामचंद्र कर जय शरणम. शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सिया राम. जय जय सिया राम जय जय. This is important. Hanuman ji now he jumps from where they are, the shore on a mountain. He jumps and he's going across the ocean, and the deity of the ocean, in the ocean there's a deity that resides. He says to a mountain known as Mainak. At one time the mountains used to have wing, they used to fly. And they had become very proud that they can do whatever they want. And so Indra, to destroy their pride, clipped their wings, and one of them fell in the ocean. That was known as Mainak. Even if you look now, sometimes they do videos in the ocean, you will see huge mountains in there. So the deity in the ocean said to Mainak, realizing that this is a devotee of Shri Ram, a Ram Bhakt hai, and he's going to do Ram Seva, he's doing the service of the Lord. He says to Mainak, please arise from the ocean, that Hanumanji, he must be very tired. So he can take a rest on you. Aram kar sakte. So Mainak rises from the ocean, and Hanumanji sees this mountain rising. What does Hanuman do? These things will happen. While you're doing bhakti, certain things will come in front of you. Obstacles. To test you, obstacles will come. Things that can take away your bhakti, disturb you from the path. We have to be careful. Sometimes riddhis, siddhis, miracles, things will happen, and if you're not careful, you can lose everything. People will start praising you. Oh, you speak so wonderful. You're such a lovely orator. You sing so nice. Let me buy a motor car for you. Let me get this thing. Get you a wonderful house. Let me serve you. Let me help you. And then we start getting attached to the world. A devotee does not want the world. He's left the world to go to Bhagavan. But these things can happen. And people think they're actually helping us by doing this. But instead of helping us, it actually take us away from Bhagavan. So Hanumanji, he touches the mountain. He recognizes this fellow he's come here. Parasakar, he touches the mountain. Aur puni kinha pranam. He bows, he gives pranam, obeisance to that mountain. And he says, hey bhaiya, Ram kaju kinhe binu, mohi kaha vishram. Without finishing Ram Seva, without finishing the work of the Lord, I have no time for rest. We love to rest. Come in the morning and do sadhana in Yugal Kunj. I need to sleep. Huh? We all make all kind of excuse why we should not do bhakti, why we cannot do sadhana. We need rest. Hanumanji says, I cannot rest. Until I attain the goal, I'm not going to rest. Life is very short. Kshana bhangur. We have no idea which moment we can lose this golden opportunity. Durlabho manusho deho dehinam kshana bhangura tattapi durlabham manye vaikuntha priya darshanam. Bhagavad Mahapuran 11 Canto 2nd chapter 29 verse. Videhanimi is saying to the 9 Yogeshwars. First, this human body is extremely rare and difficult to attain. In the 8.4 million forms of life, the rarest and most difficult to attain, birth in the human form. Everyone, char achar, nartanu samanahi kavani hudehi, Jiva charachar jachat jehi. The animate as well as inanimate, all desire birth in the human form. But there's a problem, big problem. It is kshana bhangur, transient, non-lasting. At which moment we can lose it, nobody knows. Bhaiya, we keep thinking, okay, I will do bhakti. Maharaji says, do bhakti, chant Radhe Radhe, do sadhana. I'm too busy right now. I have to do this, I have to do that. I will do. We procrastinate. We put off and then we die and that's it. We lose this golden opportunity. Do not make any excuse until you reach the goal. There is no place for rest, no place to enjoy the senses, sensual enjoyment. A lot of things in the world will attract you. A lot of things are going to pull the mind. This is an age like that. It is so materialistic and it's very attractive for the mind. It will pull us away. That mountain, it will pull us away, try to take us away from our goal. And secondly, Hanuman doesn't have faith in anyone or anything but only Bhagavan. This is called Ananyata. Exclusive faith only in Bhagavan, only in Guru, who is Bhagavan personified. Not having faith in anyone or anything else. Ananyata is very important when we're doing bhakti. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah parupasate tesham nitya bhayuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Those who worship the Lord exclusively and surrender themselves wholeheartedly unto the Lord, to them He bring attainment of what they do not have and protect what they have. Ananyata. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braj. Only Bhagavan, surrender only to Bhagavan. Mameva ye prapadyante maya metantarantite. Those who surrender completely only to Bhagavan. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata. Thousands of places. Ek, exclusively only to Bhagavan. Ek bharose, ek aas. To have faith only in God. No devata, no celestial being, no rakshas, no man, no human being, no one, only Bhagavan or Guru who is Bhagavan personified. No one else. This is what Hanumanji is teaching. I don't need your help, my nak. I have Ram. I have faith only in Ram. Thank you for trying. He didn't give him a kick or something. Thank you. I bow to you. But I don't need anyone's help. Only Shri Ram. As Hanumanji is going, something else happens. Someone comes, Surasa. She is the mother of serpents. Huge Rakshasis, Surasa. Any animal, anything is flying in the sky, she says she gobbles them, take them up. So seeing Hanuman, she rises out of the ocean and says, "Hey, don't you know, how can you just pass here don't you know who I am? You have to come into my mouth." Hanumanji says, "Look, let me finish my work. I'm going to do the work of the Lord. When I finish, I'll come back and I'll come into your mouth. No problem." "No! You have to come first." So Hanumanji says, "Okay. I'm going to come. Open." So something happens. Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Bolo Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
जस अस सुर सा बदन बढ़ावा तासु दुगुन कपिरूप दिखावा। बोलो
राम सिया राम, जय जय राम। राम सिया राम, जय जय राम।
बोलो राम सिया राम, जय जय राम। बोलो
राम सिया राम, जय जय राम।
So Surasa, she's opened her mouth, and as she opens the mouth, Hanuman gets bigger. The more she opens the mouth, the more big Hanuman becomes. Jas as Surasa badana badhava, tas dugun kapirup dikhawa. There's a lesson here. Many lessons. We are looking for happiness, as I said, in the material world, where it cannot be found. So some people say, look, why don't suffer yourself? You have a desire for something, enjoy. Don't suffer yourself. You feel like eating ice cream, eat a lot of ice cream, you won't want ice cream again. Huh? You feel like drinking alcohol, drink a lot. Then maybe you won't want again. Don't suffer yourself. Fulfill your desire. Enjoy. What does the scripture tell us? Na jatu kamaha kamanam upabhoge na shamyati havishya krishna vardmeva bhuya eva vivardhate. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 9th canto, 19th chapter, 14th verse. The Bhagavad says, trying to satisfy a worldly desire is like pouring ghee, clarified butter in the fire. People do havan. Indraya namaha swaha, Agne namaha swaha, Vayave namaha swaha. And they pour clarified butter, ghee in the fire. When you pour that ghee in the fire, what happens? First, temporarily, the fire goes down. And then it gets bigger. So when we try to satisfy a desire in the world, what happens? You feel like eating something, ice cream. So you eat a whole tub of ice cream. I do not want any more ice cream now. And tomorrow, I want more ice cream. Satisfying desire leads to greed, which is ever increasing and insatiable. It only gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It does not get less. Many times, people get fooled by worldly people who claim to be guru, especially people who perform miracles. Siddhi. We like to think in the world, if so-and-so Babaji can show me some siddhi, miracles, then he's a true saint. But this is the most dangerous misconception. And very dangerous. The practice of yoga, not yoga, but yoga, if done, is very difficult. After thousands and thousands of years, one acquires siddhis. When you do yoga, you acquire powers to perform miracles. There are many classes of siddhis. But to utilize siddhis to acquire, to make things happen, to acquire material things is vain and futile. It will only take us further and further away from God. It's very dangerous. A devotee is especially warned not to be attracted to siddhis. So what is Babaji's, or some people who claim that they can do siddhi, what usually happens? The fact is, no one can increase or decrease what we are supposed to acquire as a result of our prarabdha or past action. Purva janma kritam karma tad daivamiti kathyate hitopadesh. The actions we perform in our past life out of the free will that God has given to us in that lifetime or this lifetime, it is called Purusharth. God gives us free will, right? You all know that. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetu bhur ma te sangostva karmani. Chapter 2 verse 47 Gita. Bhagwan says, hey, I give you the right to perform action. Free will, do whatever you want. But I do not give you the freedom to choose the fruit. I reserve. Bhagwan says, he reserves the right to give the fruit. He will give the fruit according to the action. You do good action, he will give good fruit. You do bad action, you will get bad fruit. Avashyameva bhoktavyam kritam karma shubha shubham. Mahabharat, you will have to enjoy the fruits of your good action as well as bad action. Nobody can change that. So the action done out of the free will that God has given to us in one lifetime is called Purusharth. That changes to, the name changes to Bhagya, predestination in the next lifetime. In other words, we are the one who make our destiny. We are the creator of our destiny. We should not blame anyone. And that doesn't change. No one can change that. Nobody can change. Ayuh karma cha vittam cha vidyani dhanameva cha panchaitani siddhyanti garbhastasya eva dehina. Hitopadesh. The scripture says, Ayu, duration of life, how long we will live for. Karma, what kind of interest we will have. Whether we want to be a doctor, a teacher, an engineer, a loafer. Vit, how much wealth will come to us easily. How do we get wealth? When we give dhan, charity. The punishment for not giving dan, charity, besides having to go to hell, etc. When we get human birth again, we'll be born very poor. Daridrata. So how much wealth will come easily? Vidya, how much knowledge will come easily? Nidhanamevacha, the moment we'll die and how we will die is determined the moment the child is conceived in the womb of the mother, and nobody can change that. No one. Naraji says to Himalaya, Ram Ram Jai Jai Shri Ram, Ram Ram Shri Ram, O Rama Ram Ram Shri Ram, Ram Ram Jai
Shri Ram, Ram Ram
Shri Ram, O Rama Ram Ram Shri Ram. कहा मुनि सहिमवंत सुनो, जो विधि लिखा लीलार, हो रामा जो विधि लिखा लीलार. देवदनुज नर नाग मुनि को न मेट निहार, हो रामा को न मेट निहार. सियावर रामचंद्र कर जय शरणम, शंकर हरिओम जय जय सिया राम, जय जय सिया राम, जय जय सिया राम. Naraji, Naraji, that great Muni Rishi Naraji. Naraji is not just a Rishi Muni. He's Manas Putra of Brahma, mind-born son of Brahma. Plus, he's counted among descendants of Shri Krishna. Naraji is saying to Himalaya, the father of Parvati. He says, Himalaya, listen. Kaha muni sahimavant suno, jo vidhi likha lilad. Whatever is written in the destiny of an individual, who writes our destiny? Brahma, the creator, the one with the forehead, Brahma. Where does he write our destiny? Jo vidhi likha lilad, on the forehead, lalat. And I told you, destiny comes from the actions we perform in our past life out of the free will that God has given to us. Brahma then takes that and writes it in our destiny, in our forehead. Deva Danuja Naranagamuni, no Devata, no celestial God, no Rakshas, demonic being, Nara, no human being, no Nag, no Rishi, Muni, Yogi, nobody can change that. This is the divine law. No one can increase or decrease what we are supposed to acquire in this lifetime. According to our prarabdha, this is a divine law. Yet, what happens, people, when they go to so-called Babaji, a so-called saint, let's suppose in 10 people go, 2 or 3 of them, coincidentally, according to their prarabdha, they happen to come across some wealth. They were supposed to get according to their prarabdha, not by the blessing of this person. But these 2 or 3 people start believing that this saint, this Babaji has the power to bless anyone with material things. And they start to propagate and advertise. This Babaji is a powerful man. Now the next 8 people who didn't benefit in any way at all, they just stop believing in him. But they do not publicize the fact. No saint, no one can change what we are supposed to get. Besides, why should a saint, one who has renounced the world himself in favor of God, realizing that there is no happiness to be found in any person or object in the world, he renounced the world for God. Why should He give us the world, attract us to the world? Just as a mother will not give a child a bottle of poison to play with, no matter how much a child cries and begs for it. In the same way, no true guru, no true saint will give us poison in the form of worldly possession. This will only make us more and more attached. Many people claim, their claim is that when they are asked, why are you giving or pretending to give worldly things to those who are following you? Their claim is that they're interested in the world, so I'm giving them the world, they will come to me and they will go to God eventually. Bakwas. Nonsense. They will only become more and more attached to the world. The more they get the world, the more attached they'll become. So number one, they can't even give it. And number two, even if they could give it, this is not taking them to God. It's taking them more and more to the world. A saint doesn't do that. The more we try to satisfy, the more of the world we get, the more you want. Somebody says, I'll be so happy if I win the lotto $1 million. Not too much, I just want 1 million. Bas, 8 million, 1 million. That's all. And now, let's suppose by chance, he happens to win the lotto 1 million. Ask him, are you happy? If I get 2 million. What can 1 million do, man, in this age? 2 million. Desire is such a thing. The more you get, the more you want. No one is happy. Those people who are billionaires, they're not happy. They won't tell anyone. We look at them and think, wow, this guy has a whole fleet of plane. He has wonderful mansion and he must be so happy. No. They can't sleep when the night comes. They have to take tranquilizer, sleep in, play something. They can't sleep. And the guy who has nothing, he's sleeping under the flyover. In the night, all he does is spreads the cardboard and sleep. That's all he has. But he closes his eyes and he snores very loudly. No stress, no tension. This is a mistake we people make. Right? So these things will happen. We have to be very careful not to be waylaid on the way. Let the things of the senses attract you. If you want bhakti, you want devotion, then you have to do like Hanumanji. No matter whatever comes in the way, so many tests will come. Obstacles will come in the way. As a devotee, we are going to get tests on the path. It is said that the devatas will come and test you. Guru is going to test you. Bhagavan will test you. I don't want any test. My Guru, Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu used to say, someone who says, I don't want test, then you don't want bhakti. You go to school, does a child complain and say, I don't want test? No child loves test. But the teacher is not punishing you by giving you test. When you get the test, it's to show how much you have learned, if you are prepared to go higher, to the next grade. If you have done the homework, if you have studied well, otherwise, go back down. Go back and study. We can go down. Yadigichecha bhavitum tadik bhavati purushaha. Mahabharata. It's in our hands whether we want to go up or go down. Don't think I will only go up. We have gotten such a wonderful opportunity. Human birth. Many of us have had the great grace of having a true Guru, a true saint as Guru. And a desire to know God, to know Shri Krishna. Bhook hai bhook, that long and a yearning for Shri Krishna. Shankaracharya says, Durlabham trayamevai tad daiva nugraha karakam Manushyatam mumukshutvam mahapurusha sambhava. The three most difficult thing that anyone can attain. And only by the grace of God, Daiva Anugraha. In other words, these are the three greatest blessing that Shri Krishna Bhagavan can shower on an individual soul and us. Number one, Manushyattvam, birth in the human form. We have that. Number two, Mumukshutva. This is a big one. A yearning, a longing for God. Many people go to church, many people go to mandir, many people go to the masjid, many do puja, and so much things they do spiritually, religiously, but how many people want God? How many people want to love God? They are doing puja, they are observing Navaratri, they are observing Shivratri, everything they are doing, they are fasting, Brat. Why? For something in the world, to get a better job, to pass the exam, to get health, to win the lotto. Very few are worshipping or praying for God. That is called mumukshutva. That doesn't come easily. That only comes when Bhagwan showers His grace. In other words, we have to be deserving. And Mahapurusha Sambhavaha, to have the association of a true Guru, a true saint. Mahapurush. If you have these three, ho gaya. There is no other grace. You have attained everything. Ab bas ek aur kripa hai. There's one more kripa, apna. We have to show our grace in ourselves. In other words, make the proper use of these three greatest grace we have gotten from God. Don't be lazy, careless. Be like Hanuman ji. Nothing stopped him. We'll see how much more things he had to face in his quest for Seeta, for finding Mother Seeta. Yet nothing deterred Hanumanji. He's teaching us. We are going to face obstacles. We are going to face problems. You go to school, you get a test, it's hard, but you pass the test, you go higher. You go to the next grade. Eventually you go to university. You acquire a degree. But you decide, I don't want any test. And stay home and be a little illiterate. You become a garbage man or something, or just a loafer. So we're going to get tests, obstacles. And Hanumanji, he is going to face. Can he pass the test? Some of these tests were put by the Devatas. Will he be able to go and really find Sita? Is he powerful? Is Hanuman strong enough? The path of bhakti, we are told that the easiest path and the best. But because of sanskars, mental tendencies stored in our mind, because of the senses and the things stored in the mind from uncountable lifetimes, there's a lot of battles we have to face on the way. We have to just know how to face them. We have to become like Hanuman. So Hanumanji is teaching us these things. Having faith in Guru, having faith in Bhagavan. Don't let things deter you from the path. Don't be lazy. Don't be careless. I need a rest. I need to sleep some more. Hanumanji said, no bhaiya, I don't need rest. Until I don't finish Ram Kaj, how can I rest? How can I rest? Oh, for uncountable lifetime we have been saying that, I need a rest, I need a rest. Not the first time we have met Guru. Not the first time we have gotten human birth. But this is the excuse we keep making. And that's why we don't attain the ultimate aim. We do not attain the goal. So Hanumanji is showing us how to go direct. We'll hear more in the next lecture. Bole Pavan Putra Mahavir Swami ki Jai. We'll do another Keertan, bhajan in the
Book 1. What was the 191? Okay, sir. Page 191. Book 1, page 191. Beautiful bhajan written by Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu. Radhe Radhe Govind Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe. So chant the name of the Divine Lord, Seeta Ram, Radha Krishna. They're one and the same. Keep that in mind all the time. So here we are saying to Bhagwan, the devotee saying, Tum bhi nahi bhulo mohi, pal chinna aadhe, main bhi na bhulo tohi. So, O Lord, please don't forget me. May you never forget me even for a moment, and I should also never forget you even for a moment. तुम बिनु जीव नहीं एक छिन राधे, ऐसा बना दे मोहि राधे. O Radha Rani, O Mother Seeta, Hey Shri Krishna, Hey Shri Ram, please make me in that way that without you I should not even want to live, even for a moment without you. That I should always, like a fish would feel without water. That's how my life should be without you. Life should not be life. पतित जनन हित तो ही तजी राधे और थौड़ हो तो बता दे. For sinful souls like myself, O Mother Radha, O Radhe Rani, where's another refuge? Where else there's a refuge other than you, Hey Radha Rani, Hey Ma Seeta. मुझसे पतित यदि होते नहीं राधे, तेरे द्वार आता कौन? If there was not sinners like me, Radha Rani, who will come to your door, etc. Radhe Radhe Govind Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Radhe
Radhe Govind Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe.
O Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe.
तुम भी नहीं भूलो मोहे पल छिन आधे.
तुम भी नहीं भूलो मोहि पल छिन आधे.
ओ मैं भी न भूलूं तो ही राधे, राधे राधे राधे.
मैं भी न भूलूं तो ही राधे, राधे राधे राधे.
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे.
तुम बिनु जियो नहीं एक छिन राधे.
तुम बिनु जियो नहीं एक छिन राधे.
ओ ऐसी बना दे मोहि राधे, राधे राधे राधे.
ऐसी बना दे मोहि राधे, राधे राधे राधे.
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे.
ओ राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे राधे.
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे राधे.
पतित जनन हित तो ही तजी राधे.
पतित जनन हित तो ही तजी राधे.
और ठौर हो तो बता दे, राधे राधे राधे।
और ठार हो तो बता दे। राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे।
मुझसे पतित यदि होते नहीं राधे,
मुझसे पतित यदि होते नहीं राधे,
तेरे द्वार आता कौन राधे। राधे राधे राधे
तेरे द्वार आता कौन राधे। राधे राधे राधे
ओ राधे राधे गोविंद राधे। राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे। राधे राधे राधे
तुमको पतित पावनी लखी राधे,
तुमको पतित पावनी लखी राधे।
किए मन माने पाप राधे। राधे राधे राधे
किए मन माने पाप राधे। राधे राधे राधे
तेरी माया ने भुलाया विधि बुद्धि राधे।
तेरी माया ने भुलाया विधि बुद्धि राधे।
Maya is so powerful that even Vidhi, Brahma, has been deceived. So who is me, Ma? तेरी माया ने भुलाया विधि बुद्धि राधे।
तेरी माया ने भुलाया विधि बुद्धि राधे।
मैं तो अति दीनहीन राधे। राधे राधे राधे
मैं तो अति दीनहीन राधे। राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
हरि को उठाया गिरी को उठाया राधे।
हरि को उठाया गिरी को उठाया राधे।
इनसे भी क्या मैं भारी राधे। राधे राधे राधे
इनसे भी क्या मैं भारी राधे। राधे राधे राधे
तुझ सीना दाता को दयामयी राधे।
तुझ सीना दाता को दयामयी राधे।
ओ तुझ सीना दाता को दयामयी राधे।
तुझ सीना दाता को दयामयी राधे।
मुझ सा भिखारी नहीं राधे। राधे राधे राधे
मुझ सा भिखारी नहीं राधे। राधे राधे राधे
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 मैं तो भूला तेरी माया वश तो ही राधे।
मैं तो भूला तेरी माया वश तो ही राधे।
Because of Maya, as the katha we heard in that beautiful lecture, we have forgotten who we are, like Hanumanji. Guru comes and reminds us we are the soul Atma, and the happiness we are looking for we'll find only in Sitaram, Radha Krishna. ओ मैं तो भूला तेरी माया वश तो ही राधे।
मैं तो भूला तेरी माया वश तो ही राधे।
तूने क्यों भुलाया मोही राधे। राधे राधे राधे
तूने क्यों भुलाया मोही राधे। राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
ओ राधे राधे गोविंद राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे 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 राधे
तेरा सुत द्वार द्वार मांगे भीख राधे
तेरा सुत द्वार द्वार मांगे भीख राधे
मांगे भीख राधे मांगे भीख राधे
मांगे भीख राधे मांगे भीख राधे
तेरी सी लाज जाए राधे 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 राधे
तेरी लाज जाए राधे 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 राधे
मेरा पर्दा माया तेरा योग माया राधे
मेरा पर्दा माया तेरा योग माया राधे
दोनों ही पर्दा हटा दे राधे राधे राधे
दोनों ही पर्दा हटा दे राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
ओ राधे राधे गोविंद राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे 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 राधे
जन्महु पुनि पुनि तेरे ब्रज राधे
जनमहु पुनि पुनि तेरे ब्रज राधे
करु नित राधे 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 राधे
करुणी
राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे
जग शिशु माता के भरोसे रहे राधे
जग शिशु माता के भरोसे रहे राधे
हम है भरोसे तेरे राधे 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 राधे
हम है भरोसे तेरे राधे 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 राधे
Guru comes and gives us the true knowledge that hey Radha Rani, hey Seeta Ma, hey Shri Ram, hey Shri Krishna, you alone belong to me, you alone are mine. I have no one and nothing else in the world but you alone. Guru ne janaya jana, tu hi meri Radhe.
गुरु ने जनाया जाना तू ही मेरी राधे
तू ही मेरी राधे,
तू ही मेरी राधे
ओ तू ही मेरी राधे.
तू ही मेरी राधे
गुरु ने जनाया जाना, तू ही मेरी राधे.
गुरु ने जनाया जाना तू ही मेरी राधे
ओ माना नहीं तू ही मनवा दे. राधे राधे राधे
माना नहीं तू ही मनवा दे राधे राधे राधे
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 अगणित अधमन अपनाया राधे.
अगणित अधमन अपनाया
Radha Rani, Seeta Ma, I accept I am extremely sinful, fallen, patituhu, but you have taken uncountable sinners and embraced them, take them, made them yours. So please make me yours also. अगणित अपना अगणित आधमन अपनाय राधे.
अगणित अधमन अपनाय राधे
अपनाया राधे,
अपनाया राधे,
ओ अपनाया राधे,
अपनाया राधे,
ओ अगणित आधमन अपनाया राधे,
अगणित आधमन अपनाया राधे,
ओ अपना कृपालु को भी राधे, राधे राधे राधे,
अपना कृपालु को भी राधे, राधे राधे राधे,
राधे 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 राधे,
राधे राधे
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 राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे राधे, राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे राधे।
बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, राधा रानी की जय, श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय, श्री भक्ति धाम की जय, श्री युगल कुंज की जय, जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री